Hi, I'm Terence and I'm the originator of BWRT, and in this brief video I'm going to introduce you to the way that BWRT works its magic. A man called Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." And he was absolutely right, as an experiment carried out many years later proved. The experiment was conducted in 1983 by a scientist named Benjamin Libet, who had his test subjects wired up to some electronic equipment. They had to watch a dot moving around a dial, a bit like a clock face, and tell him what number the dot was on when they decided to press a button. And over again, he saw that when they told him what number the dot was on, the equipment showed the brain had already made the decision 1/3 of a second earlier. And what looked like the thought behind the decision was even earlier than that. You can see the same experiment getting the same proof conducted by the famous scientist Stephen Hawking on YouTube. Just type Libet Hawking into the search bar at the top if you want to find it. So was that the space that Viktor Frankl was talking about? We can't be sure, but we can be certain there's a cognitive gap, a space between stimulus and response where stuff goes on before the conscious mind knows about it. Consider what happens when you accidentally knock something off a shelf. Without stopping to think about it, your hand shoots out to try to stop it falling. And what about when somebody tosses something towards you? You don't think about it, you just try to catch it. It's not a decision, and it's not free will. It's your brain reacting without any conscious thought at all. Instinct, if you like. Now think about what happens when you have a phobia or anxiety or some other psychological process you could do without. The brain spots something and acts on instinct and is already doing its thing before you have a chance to do anything about it. And all you can do then is wait for it to calm down, which can seem like a lifetime. And that's where we come in. Where most therapy tries to work with whatever the brain is doing after it started doing it, BWRT gets right into that cognitive gap and stops it in its tracks, before it gets anywhere near the conscious mind. You might be wondering how we do that. Well, in the normal way, while the conscious part of the brain is experiencing one thing, another part, the part you don't really know about, is already working on what happens next. So we use a special technique that creates a pause in the whole process for a split second. Then you think how you want to feel instead, and we help you with that. And we set the whole thing rolling again with the new thought or feeling firmly in place. So the problem is sorted at the speed of thought. Yes, it all sounds too good and too easy to be true. But there are now thousands of people worldwide who will tell you that it really does work. BWRT was launched in 2013, and it's now in use by huge numbers of clinical psychologists, psychiatrists, counsellors and psychotherapists, all getting amazing results. In some countries it's even used by the armed forces and the police, but whoever's using it, BWRT is quickly sorting out all manner of human problems, including anxiety, phobias, fears, sexual difficulties, addictions of all sorts, OCD, PTSD and loads more besides. All our practitioners undergo continual training to make sure they're ahead of the game of most other therapies, and because they can work so fast, you certainly won't be stuck in therapy for years or even months. Sometimes it's only a single session or two actually, so you'll soon be out there enjoying life in the way you should. So if you found this video on the website of one of our practitioners and you want to start getting your life back soon, you can make an appointment straight away. Alternatively, you can visit the website of the British Brain Working Research Society at www.bbrs.org.uk and search to find a registered practitioner near you. And most of them will work by Skype or similar, so location needn't be a problem. And that's it for now. So this is Terence, the originator of BWRT, wishing you the perfect life.